From the moment Kanye West stepped into that dimly lit podcast studio with his hood pulled low and his voice unusually calm, the entire internet felt the temperature shift. Because what he said next didn't just shake the room, it cracked open a conspiracy so wild, so twisted, and so explosive that fans are still arguing about it across TikTok, Twitter, group chats, and every barbershop debate from Atlanta to LA. According to Kanye, and he said this with a straight face, the man sitting in a federal prison right now might not be the real Sean Diddy Combs at all. And as soon as those words left his mouth, the hosts froze, the crew stopped breathing, and the comments section detonated like a grenade thrown into a quiet church. Kanye claimed there's a clone, a stand-in, a replacement, someone wearing Diddy's face while the real mogul? According to Ye, he might be somewhere else entirely, hidden away by people way higher up in the music industry. And just like that, emotions ran high, fans were shocked, and Hollywood insiders allegedly began scrambling behind the scenes, terrified this secret was finally leaking. Because if Kanye is telling the truth, then the man behind bars right now isn't who we think he is. The moment Kanye left that studio, the city felt different. The air buzzed with a weird electricity, the kind that only hits when someone powerful says something they weren't supposed to say. It wasn't just another Kanye rant. It wasn't him going viral for fashion or music or some new partnership. No, this was the kind of explosion that sent Hollywood group chats into meltdown mode. People weren't gossiping, they were panicking. Industry assistants were getting mysterious emails telling them to avoid discussing the matter. PR teams were mass scheduling fake, positive news drops to distract from the clip. And the media? Half of them were pretending they didn't hear what you said, while the other half were fighting each other to see who could capitalize on the chaos first. But the biggest shockwave hit Diddy's family. Because the moment Kanye's interview hit the internet, before it even reached the trending page, one person saw it immediately. Diddy's oldest son, Justin. He was sitting in a quiet condo in Miami, lights low, scrolling through his phone mindlessly. Then the clip popped up. Kanye's voice, Kanye's face, Kanye's calm, eerie tone saying the words. They cloned him. Justin froze. For a full minute, he didn't blink, didn't breathe, didn't move, just stared at the screen as Kanye repeated, "The man in prison isn't Diddy." It felt like the air left the room. Justin stood up, so fast his chair slid back and hit the wall. He replayed the clip again. And again. And again. Each time his hands shaking more. Because deep down, he knew something was wrong long before Kanye said it out loud. He had visited his father, once since the arrest, and that moment had haunted him for months. The man in the visitation room looked like Diddy, sounded like Diddy, moved like Diddy. But when Justin hugged him, he felt nothing. No warmth, no familiar heartbeat, just a shell. He left that visit telling himself he was imagining things. Now Kanye had basically confirmed his worst fear. Justin grabbed his phone and called his brother, Christian. It rang twice before he answered, sounding half asleep. "Yo, what's up? Turn on your phone," Justin whispered. "Right now." "What? Why?" "Just do it." Christian sighed loudly, probably annoyed, but Justin heard the rustling as he picked up his own phone. There was silence for 15 seconds, then a sharp intake of breath. "Bro," Christian whispered. "What is this?" "It's Ye." "Yeah, I know it's Ye," Christian snapped. "But why he talking like that? Why he's saying our pops is?" "Because he's telling the truth," Justin said quietly. Dead silence. Then Christian hissed, "Don't say that, man. Don't start talking crazy." "You visited him too," Justin shot back. "Tell me you didn't feel something was off. Tell me he felt like dad. Tell me he hugged you the same." Christian didn't answer. He couldn't. Instead, his voice cracked when he finally said, "What are we supposed to do, man? What if he is wrong? And what if he's not?" Justin whispered. Both brothers sat there in silence, listening to each other breathe, both terrified to say what they were thinking. Then another call came in. Their sister, Chance. Both brothers answered at the same time. "Process this." The siblings sat on 3 different phones in 3 different cities, staring into the same terrifying possibility. Kanye West had just said publicly what they had whispered privately in their own minds. It wasn't just dad changed. It wasn't stress. It wasn't prison depression. Something was actually wrong. But the family wasn't the only one watching. Because at that exact moment, another person was reacting to the clip. Someone with even more power, more fear, and more to hide. Diddy's longtime bodyguard, the one who had been with him for 15 years, saw the video while sitting in his car outside a gym. The clip autoplayed on his feed. He froze, staring at the screen like he'd seen a ghost. Because he had witnessed the day everything changed. The night before the arrest, Diddy called him in a panic at 3:17 a.m. Get to the house.
Now.
No excuses. He'd never heard fear in Diddy's voice before. When the bodyguard arrived, Diddy was pacing the hallway barefoot, sweating, muttering to himself. They're coming.
They're coming for me.
I said too much.
Who? The bodyguard asked.
But before Diddy could answer, a black SUV with no plates rolled up outside.
Diddy grabbed his arm.
If anything happens to me, make sure my kids know.
Boom.
The door burst open. Men in suits ran in. The bodyguard fought back instinctively. 2 punches, 1 kick, grabbed one guy by the throat, but there were too many. They pinned him to the wall, handcuffed him, and forced him to watch as Diddy was sedated and carried out the door. He never saw Diddy again. Instead, the next day, the arrest hit the news. And the man in the mugshot wasn't the Diddy he saw last. His jawline was slightly different. His smile didn't match. His eyes looked empty, hollow, like they belonged to somebody who had never lived the life Sean Combs lived. Back then, the bodyguard told himself he must have been mistaken. Until Kanye spoke. And now he knew. He wasn't crazy. He wasn't confused. He had watched the real Diddy get kidnapped. And the man arrested afterwards was a copy. Possibly grown. Possibly manufactured. Possibly trained. But not real. Meanwhile, as the internet burned, Kanye had already disappeared. He wasn't answering calls. Not from friends. Not from business partners. Not even from his closest confidants. He did that sometimes, vanished when the world heated up. But this time it felt different. This time, people genuinely feared for him. Inside the industry, panic spread like wildfire. Executives whispered, "Shut the clip down. Strike it from the algorithm. Shadow ban the hashtag." But it was too late. Fans were already doing side-by-side videos of Diddy before versus Diddy after. TikTok detectives were analyzing eyebrow shapes and the way he held his shoulders. Psych students were posting videos titled, "Why This Diddy Isn't the Real Diddy." Even worse, an anonymous account claiming to work in federal corrections posted a comment. "That inmate doesn't act like any other inmate I've seen. Sometimes he sits in his cell not blinking for 10 to 15 minutes at a time." That comment alone got 900,000 likes. Some fans thought it was hilarious. Most didn't. The tension grew even larger when a leaked video from inside the correctional facility surfaced, blurry, shaky, clearly recorded secretly by an employee. But what was unmistakable was the figure sitting on the bed, the so-called Diddy. He wasn't moving. He wasn't talking. He was staring straight ahead, eyes wide open like he was in some kind of trance. And when an officer opened the door, Diddy didn't react at all, not even to look. That clip went viral instantly. Kanye's theory wasn't sounding so crazy anymore. The comments section exploded. "Bro, that's a mannequin. He's glitching. That's not a human. Look at his eyes. Hello? Why he's sitting like a PlayStation NPC?" Reporters tried to get answers, but every attempt hit the same stone wall. No comment. No comment. No comment. But the most chilling part? 2 days after the clip leaked, the worker who filmed it went missing. No posts. No updates. No family statements. Gone. Just gone. And that disappearance only poured gasoline on the conspiracy. Back in LA, something even more explosive happened. Because Diddy's mother saw the Kanye clip. Janice Combs, the woman who raised him. The one person alive who knew every version of him. Every smile, every habit, every expression. She watched Kanye stare into that camera and say, "That's not Diddy." And her heart dropped, because even SHE had felt something wrong when she visited him. When she hugged him, she whispered, "Baby, Mama's here," and expected him to squeeze her back, the same way he always had since he was 5. But he didn't squeeze her. He didn't react. He didn't even call her mommy, a name he still used even in adulthood. Instead, he just said, "Hello." Formal, cold,
Robotic.
She cried all the way home, telling herself it was the stress. Now she knew it wasn't. In that moment, Janice called her grandchildren, the ones who had been on the three-way call earlier. She didn't wait for greetings, didn't wait for pleasantries. Her voice was shaking when she said, "That man they have locked up is not my son." The siblings went silent, completely silent, because they had never heard their grandmother sound scared. Ever. She continued, "We have to find the real Sean. We have to bring him home. They took him." That single sentence lit a fire under the entire family, because the one person who would never feel gossip, never follow conspiracies, and never exaggerate anything was now agreeing with Kanye West. And that made everything real. At the same time, someone else watched the clip in total rage. Federal officials, the ones who had authorized the arrests, the ones who had closed the case files, the ones who watched Kanye's claims spread like a virus. Inside a locked conference room in Washington, a group of agents and higher-ups watched the clip projected on a large screen. One of them turned off the projection and said, "He knows too much." Another responded, "We need to shut him up. Permanently." A third one added, "And we need to ensure the public stays confused, divided, and paranoid. The worst thing we can allow is unity." They decided, in that very room, to launch what they called Protocol Eclipse. Discredit Kanye in the media. Discredit the Diddy conspiracy as mental illness. Leak official reports that Diddy was stable and normal. Increase security around the replica in the facility. Ensure nobody else with knowledge steps forward. But they were too late, because somebody did step forward. A former Bad Boy producer, who had remained quiet for years, finally cracked and posted a late-night live stream. He didn't name names, didn't mention clones, didn't talk about governments. But what he did say was enough to terrify anyone watching. "There was a night years ago when Diddy told me something that I never forgot. He said, 'If I ever disappear, if you ever see me acting different, if I ever feel like a stranger to myself, don't trust it.'" The chat exploded. People begged him to explain more. But before he could continue, his stream cut. Not glitched, not lagged, not froze.
Cut.
His account vanished from the platform. His phone disconnected. His last message was, "They're knocking on my..." And then silence. That live stream became one of the most downloaded clips of the year. Fans were horrified. Emotions ran high. The entire world was now watching. And all of this insanity, all of this chaos, could be traced back to one man,
Kanye West.
But the biggest twist of all came when unverified footage began circulating from an unknown location overseas. A dimly lit room, a man sitting in a chair, hands tied, head down, breathing heavily, like he had been tortured or held captive for weeks. Then the man lifted his head, and the world froze, because that face, that voice, that exhausted, broken whisper, "I'm Sean Combs, please help me," the internet lost its mind.
Some said it was AI.
Some said it was deepfake. Some said it was staged. But others said, "That's him. Not the copy. Not the replica. Not the empty-eyed inmate. This was the real Diddy.
Alive.
Barely, but alive." And that meant everything Kanye said wasn't just entertainment. It wasn't just drama. It wasn't just conspiracy. It was a warning. And the world wasn't ready for the next chapter. And with all these twists, silent moves, late-night leaks, and behind-the-curtain power plays, one thing becomes crystal clear. This story is far from over. Every new receipt, every cryptic post, every insider whisper keeps adding fuel to a fire that's already burning through the entire timeline. What started as a rumor has now turned into a full-blown culture quake, shaking fan bases, exposing hidden loyalties, and reminding everyone that in this industry, nothing stays private for long. But trust, the real shockwaves haven't even hit yet. The players are still plotting, the streets are still talking, and the next plot twist could drop at any moment. Whether this leads to a bigger scandal, a public meltdown, or a complete industry shakeup, we're all strapped in for the ride. If you want every new update the second it breaks, the raw receipts, the unfiltered drama, and the real mix behind the headlines, make sure you like the video, drop a comment with your thoughts, and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next chapter. Because trust me, what's coming next might just break the whole internet.